Now that I've reached the age of 30, I've realized that I've kind of gained somewhat of a reputation that I didn't necessarily sign up for, and that's one of being cold. I've been told standoffish, I've been told secretive, strict. All of those things have been things that people have used to describe me. I don't necessarily agree with them. However, it did make me start to think, because this only comes from people who don't know me personally. And what I've noticed is the people that actually know me, have taken the time to talk to me, have taken the time to get to know me, they never describe me in that way. They describe me quite differently. I just did notice that stark difference. I used to take this personally. I used to be very offended when I would hear people say that I was snobby or stuck up. And in turn, I would then make an effort to not be snobby or stuck up and to be more open to talking with people and getting to know everyone despite what differences we may have. And I've learned with my 30s that that is actually a trap, and that is not a requirement in order to be considered a good human. Now that I am comfortable with myself and who I am, and to realize that having a reputation of being cold or reserved or even, strict has really helped me to succeed in a lot of areas in my life. And so now I see this as a good thing. I see people not being able to easily get access to me as a benefit in life, because it protects you. It protects your reputation. It protects your safety. It protects your finances. It protects your relationships. The people who are meant to be around you won't be offended. They'll probably have the same energy. And the people who are not meant to be around you will be offended, and they will weed themselves out. Since I want to help you guys and I want to give you information that will benefit you and eventually your finances, I'm going to tell you 12 rules of someone who is strict and has expensive energy. These are rules that I follow naturally. These are rules that keep me out of fight or flight. These are rules that keep my nervous system intact and that keep my cortisol levels low. So if you're into that, please stay tuned and I will get started right now with number one. Number one, I don't reschedule with you to hang out or meet up after you've flaked on me more than once. So I like to give people a two strike thing, right? So the first time we need to reschedule, okay, that's fine. Things happen. If it happens again after you rescheduled for a time that you confirmed works for you, I'm not going to reschedule anything again. I might give you a chance to reschedule something, for you to reschedule something, but anything after that, and you're probably never going to hear from me again. With time, I've learned that time is immeasurably valuable, and I don't want to spend any moment wasting my time. Number two, I do not get in cars with people that I do not know. Yes, this includes Uber. I don't take Uber alone. I have never taken an Uber alone. That's scary to me. I've seen way too many movies and just scenarios, even on TikTok, of people getting in Ubers and being kidnapped. I've seen news things of people, getting in the wrong car thinking it's their Uber and then things happening to them. I don't get in Ubers. I don't get in cars with people I don't know. Even if I'm with a friend and a friend calls another friend that I don't know and they're like, oh, they'll give us a ride, I am walking to where I need to go. I am not getting in a car with someone that I've never met or that I don't know. I don't even get in cars with people that I know but don't trust. Number three, I don't accept gifts. It depends on who you are. If I know you, you're my soul brother, my soul sister, it's my birthday, you want to give me a gift, okay, I'm accepting that. But if I'm inviting a group of people to, say, a housewarming, or if someone's coming to, congratulate me on something, say I'm at a book signing or something and people bring gifts, I don't accept those. I try to make it a known thing before any of these things occur that I do not feel comfortable accepting gifts. In the past, when I did accept gifts, I've found that it comes attached with strings. It connects you to the person giving it to you, even if you don't want it to, even if they don't say it does. It does. They will always be able to bring up that they gave you this, even if you didn't ask for it, and then you're ungrateful. So here's the thing. You can't be ungrateful if you do not ask for a gift and if you do not accept a gift. If you try to give someone something and they say no thank you, that's not ungrateful. That we're not required to accept gifts. People say that this is really strict, and maybe it is. Number four, I don't let people style, wash, or touch my hair. I don't let people touch me, period. I'm not much of someone who likes to be, you know, fiddled with, let's say. There are some people who, touch is their love language. I don't like that. I don't want to be touched, especially if we are not married. Don't touch me. I don't like it. Don't touch my hair. I believe that hair has a lot of energy. I don't want people touching it. I feel like it is a violation if you do. Number five, I don't fulfill requests that involves my senses. There's this thing on TikTok where this guy is going around with smelling salts and he's like, we're trying this new fragrance out for my company. You want to give it a test sniff. And people are sniffing it and they're, getting headaches and freaking out because of how strong smelling salts are. That is why I have that rule. That's one of the reasons. I don't taste things people tell me to taste. I don't drink things that people say you should try this. I don't smell things that people are like you should smell this. I don't listen to things that people might have in their headphones. They're like, listen to this. Put it on speaker or don't put it on anything. I'm not listening. Nothing to do with senses. Nothing to do with orifices. I refuse. Don't ask me to do it. Number six, I do not meet up. I do not come forth when there is someone who was not involved in the situation. And this is mainly because I don't like surprises. I, like things to be planned. I like things to be clear. And also, I like things to be safe. And a lot of things that I have seen online specifically has been because there has been someone who was involved that wasn't supposed to be, and people were too trusting. So there are times where I'm hanging out with a friend and then they're texting someone and they're like, oh, this person's going to be coming along. That's when I make my exit. No offense. If we're planning on meeting people, if we're going to a party, that's different. But if I'm not expecting to meet with two people, I'm not going to do that. I will be leaving. Number seven, I do not hang out last minute. If you are making plans and you're inviting people and I'm not involved in that, that is a-okay. That is fine. I will see you next time. Don't invite me last minute because you just happen to remember and you're like, oh, you feel bad. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad at all. I completely understand and I'm okay with not being involved if I wasn't part of the planning. Do not invite me last minute because I won't come. I don't text or call past 8 p.m. This is for people who are not family and really, really, really close friends. If you call me later than 8 p.m., I'm going to assume it's an emergency. And if it's not, I'm going to be annoyed. All my friends know this. I don't call or text past 8 p.m. If I'm ever texting you past 8 p.m., it means that I have been compromised in some way or I am in trouble. Don't ever expect a text or call from me past that time unless you are family. Number nine, I don't share my opinion if I don't want to. There are a lot of things happening globally. There are a lot of things happening nationally in the US that people want to have your opinion on. They want you to give your opinion in public forums. And I've found that people that give their opinions freely like that on public forums lose employment, they lose brand deals, they lose friends, they lose relationships. I do not share my opinion if I don't want to. And I have found also that not sharing your opinion stops you from entering into conflicts with family or friends over the Thanksgiving dinner table, etc. Some people might be annoyed that you don't want to share your opinion and they might be mad at you for that reason. And I'd rather you be annoyed at me for not wanting to speak about something than for something that I truly believe in or don't believe in. And so if I don't want to share my opinion, if I'm not comfortable doing that, I'll just be like, I'm not comfortable sharing. I don't want to talk about it. And I'll leave it at that. Number 10, I don't repeat myself. Now, this sounds really rude, but there's no nice way to say it. I don't repeat myself. And I'm not meaning if I say something and you happen to not hear me and you're like, pardon me, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. But things like preferences or if I don't want something, if you're offering me a glass of alcohol and I'm like, no, thank you, I don't want it. And then you're like, come on, why not? Do you want it? Do you want it? You're just pressuring me. I'm not going to say anything else. I'm probably going to get up and walk away. This is with anything. If I'm very clear to you and I tell you something, I will always give you a fair shot and be clear to you, and there's no hard feelings. When you start to think that I'm going to budge or that you can sway me, that's when I'm going to shut down and walk away, because I don't do that. I don't partake in relationships where people think that they can dictate what I am and am not comfortable with. And I'm not going to repeat myself because you heard me the first time. You just are trying to see how far you can take it. And you can usually tell when people are doing this. And so discretion obviously is used for this. But yeah, I don't repeat myself. Number 11, I won't hang out with you if you're bothered that I don't drink. And I've learned this growing up. People will really badger you about whether or not you drink. And I find that if you say, I'm sober, they'll leave you alone. But if you say, no, thank you, then there's an issue. And I've recently even learned that there are people that I know who don't like people that don't drink. And I'm like, why are you doing that? Why do you care? There are people that I know who partake in many recreational things, and I don't care. I couldn't imagine not liking someone for, gardening, or not liking someone for drinking. That makes no sense if you're not hurting anyone. So I don't understand, if you see me drinking a ginger ale, why that is so offensive to you. And I don't care to understand, because I don't want to. I don't like how it tastes, and I don't repeat myself. And number 12, I do not argue. I won't argue with you. Obviously, I'll argue with like my husband, right? My sister, people that I love, people who I'm linked to. But with friends, I don't argue. If I don't agree with something, I'll say that. I don't necessarily agree. They'll say why, I'll tell them why. They'll say their opinion, and I'll accept their opinion. And that's usually where it ends. A lot of people like to get a rise out of others in the name of quote unquote discourse. And I am not here for a debate class or lecture. I'm not here to go back and forth with people that I care about. If I feel like expressing my opinion, I'll do that if I'm asked. If not, then I'll accept yours, because people are allowed to be different and have their own opinions. So those are the 12 rules of someone who is strict, snobby, and whose energy is expensive. But I want to know in the comments, what are some for you guys? What are some things that you guys have in place to protect yourself and your energy from those who are a little bit vultures? I want to know that in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video.